What up, everybody? Zeta Zulu back at it again with another review for you. Today we are looking at Power of the Primes, Voyager class, Starscream. And he is one of the two Voyager classes we have in the first wave of Power of the Primes. And I gotta say, he is not that bad. Like, everybody's clamoring for the new Dinobots, the new hotness, but Starscream out here making a not bad case for why he should be in this line or get a new figure almost every line in some way, shape, or form. Now, he's primarily done up in this kind of off-white grayish color, a little bit of red and blue. He's got a bunch of nice silver stickers on him, really reflective. You got some J2, some ghost attack on, and little numbers and stuff all over him. Ghost attack. Like, the Voyagers kind of get the heavy-handed sticker applications. Like, he's even got like the little 5 crossed-out Autobot logos, kind of signifying a kill count. Got one for his Decepticon logo. Got a little D22 on him. So I think he looks pretty good. He's a fat jet, but he definitely suffers from what some Transformers jets have of just looks good on top, flip him over, and kind of just have a robot a little scrunched up. So that's definitely a minus for him, but I still think he looks pretty good. Accessory-wise, you can plug on his 2 little null rays to these ports on the side of him, which will be his arms, and these things look pretty cool, actually. Like, they got a lot of nice detail in them. And besides that, you have his equivalent to Prime Armor is these foot gauntlets. Now, these are they serve one main purpose, and that's the feet for his combiner mode. And that's what they're mainly for. But because, you can't just have just a foot accessory, they serve some other purposes. Now, you can plug them onto his jet mode via the pegs on the other side of the wings. And this is what's in the instructions for where they go in vehicle mode. And it's honestly a little dumb. It just looks like he has these weird extra buckets on the side of him. Kind of feel like that ruins his aerodynamicness. Now, here's a side comparison I meant to do in the other review. Review I did a few days ago. Here's him in Dreadwind's vehicle mode. And I think these two look pretty good together. They look like if you had like a fleet of these with Starscream at the head, it'd be a pretty terrifying armada. So yeah, let's get him into his robot mode. Let me just readjust the camera a little bit. Alright. So you basically take off all his accessories, and honestly they kind of don't peg in that well. Just scoop these out to the side and out the way. Now to start off, you're gonna fold these wings up and then come up to the front, undo these 2 bits so you can loosen it up and flip up the nose cone. Oh yeah, hold on. Also forgot he does have a landing gear, which I'll be honest, I did not know about until like right before this review, but that just flips on up and flips on out. So you fold these up and you fold these back, and then you fold the wings up, and then you just rotate this whole assembly around. Actually, before you do that, you are supposed to unpeg the arms and then pull out the legs before you rotate all that. Sorry, I'm thinking about it in reverse order because rotating is the kind of first thing from robot mode. You flip up these little panels into these holes on the knee. Come on. Now that kind of secures his legs extended. Finish rotating this. Oh boy, he is a large screamer. Just Angle him up a little bit. Angle the camera back up so you can see what I'm doing. Kind of fold his wings back out. You can either have them just straight folded out, fold it back a little bit, or fold it back a lot, just folding out this, give them smaller wings, or what I like to do, fold them out one click, fold these out a click, and just gives them kind of a medium size wingspan. Then you just rotate his head, and boom, you now have Power of the Primes Voyager Starscream, and he looks like he hit the gym. Like, Starscream is usually depicted as sleek, slender. This Starscream, this one hit the gym because he was tired of getting bossed around and beaten up. Now, his accessories kind of just do the same things. They can either plug them in the back, as shown, with his null ray, put it there, put it on his shoulder, or you can hold it in his hand, which is definitely not the preferred Starscream look. Or with his little prime armor bits, you can fold out this peg on the bottom of them, plug the back of the null ray into it. You can plug that on his arm, which kind of gives a more Starscreamy silhouette with the null ray hanging out past his arm. Kind of more like the Cybertron Starscream had for a look, which I really dug. Let's do that for his other side. Come back, put it in, plug in the hole. Now, these can just rotate on his arm, and you can rotate his arm and look like he's about to blast somebody. Now, he does come with one other accessory, and that's this Seeker Enigma kind of faux prime core, or whatever you want to call it. And that can just plug into his little prime armor thing. It's supposed to power him up or whatever, you know, kind of, since he's the prime seeker, the OG. Now, as far as articulation on this guy goes, you get a nice ball jointed head, so get a little forward back, a little side to side. You get the 360 rotation. His head bit can kind of go up, so that can help him look down, but it's kind of for transformation for his combiner torso mode. The arms can go 360 on these heavy ratchets. The arms can go move in and out on these heavy ratchets, and then you get a nice, just smooth, easy bend at the knee. Nothing at the waist, considering how he transforms for his torso mode, but the legs can go forward, back. Kind of have a soft ratchet out both, so pretty good split. Rotation at the thigh, and then the elbow, or not the elbow, the knee bends 90 degrees, and his foot can kind of bend a little. His toes can bend forward a little bit if that's what you need. So he's pretty posable, but he's one of those figures where he has all the required posability, but I don't feel like you can get him into a lot of super good poses. Like, he doesn't really have a wrist joint or anything like that. He doesn't have ankle tilts or any ankle or posability really, besides the one that's going to be for transformation later. And let's just take one of these bad boys, flip out the peg, put that in his shoulder, make sure the backpack is all like that. That's a problem with this guy. This is loose. It's supposed to kind of be held in that hole, but you can push in as much as you want. It's not gonna push in, tab in, so it's just gonna free float and be loose. So that is one knock against this Starscream. But other than that, and other than the fact that, like, he's kind of like, he has posability, but he can't do a lot with it, I still think he's a pretty cool Starscream. Like, this big, bulkier Starscream, definitely a design I'm down for. Now, he does have one other mode, and that's as a combiner mode torso. So let's get him into that. That's alright. So what I'm gonna do first, you're gonna take these panels, and then you're gonna rotate his fist to reveal a combiner peg or port, and then hold on. There's a peg on the port and the hole that's in his wrist guard, and you're just gonna push it back to peg it into that. It's all nice and flush, and that kind of locks the arm. The same for the other side. Well, that's a first. But the show must go on. It'll just clip back in. Make sure you have it the right way. We're going to clip it back in. Oh, yeah. Come on, Starscream. There we go. Come on. Don't make me have to cold call Megatron. There we go. Alright. So, same thing as the other arm. Just pegs in. The combiner port pegs like that. Raise his arms up. Bring his head up. Actually, before we do that, we're going to rotate this around. And then turn his legs around. Actually, yeah, we're going to flip these up. They're going to be turned around this way. So flip up his leg panels, make sure they're turned the right way. Orient it out, and then push it in. Orient it out, and then push it in. Jeez, he is a loose boy, that is for sure. And you're going to want it to peg in these bits in the center. If you can get it. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, so that's all nice and pegged in. Alright, and now you're going to open up his torso, and you're going to flip out the combine mode head. And when you do that, you're going to flip out this bit on the bottom, and then just flip it over, and this blue peg is going to peg into the nose cone to kind of secure that in with everything else. Alright, now that that's all secure, you want to take his regular robot mode head, flip it around, and then just push it in so that it's hidden for the combined mode. Now, you're going to take these bits, and these grooves are going to go over these pegs. Do the same thing on the other side, secure it up. And then these bits on the front of the jet are going to peg into these holes. And, man, my jet does not want to, the jet nose cone does not want to stay together. Alright, and then you flip down these shoulder bits, these bits on the shoulders. Make sure everything's all nice and solid, and then bring the head around to reveal the King Starscream crown. And I do like this torso mode, but it definitely has a movie Starscream vibe with how like wide and kind of boxy it is. Now, give me a second. I'm gonna arm him up with some limbs. We will be right back. So before I forget, here's him with his boy Dreadwind. They look good together. And here's him with another Voyager, but keep this on the down low. He's not really out yet. Here's him with Power of the Primes, Hunger. And they definitely also look good together. Hunger would stand. Starscream's a little bit shorter. Now, keep this hush-hush from past me. He doesn't know I'm doing this. Shh. Okay, so before we get to combining him with some limbs, forgot you put his null rays on his back. Just these peg holes on the back of the thrusters. Now the instructions say you have them down like this. I don't know, I kind of like them pointing up. Kind of like how Prime has his most stacks, Starscream has null rays on his shoulders. I don't know, it just gives it the cooler silhouette to me. Do the same thing on the other side. Yeah. Alright, so let's get to combining it with some limbs. First, we'll take Snarl. Now, this is not by any means the official combine mode for whatever this Supreme King Starscream is going to be. Because there's no way he'd combine with some filthy Autobots, which is what majority of the deluxe wave of this, what the majority of the deluxe for the first wave was. Oh boy, he is big. Zoom the camera out a little bit, just so you can at least see when you put him on. Just slide. Gee, swoop, come on. Don't be like this. Just because it's Starscream doesn't mean you can start not behaving. Alright, just get him in. Nice and plugged in. And his Decepticon buddy Dreadwind goes in right here. Like, this side is very tight on mine, so I'd be wary of that. Wouldn't want to break this peg or anything in here. It's all really delicate stuff. Actually, let's just swoops wings down like that. All right, so this is Starscream combined with the entire deluxe wave of Power of the Primes, and gotta say, looks very imposing. He definitely looks good as a torso when he has limbs. The wideness is a little bit mitigated. Joints that he has on his own. Put the camera back down. He has, oh boy, get these arms out the way. He has nice ratcheting hips, because these are his shoulders with those really heavy ratchets. Of course, he has the knee joint that's built into the deluxes. His shoulder is pretty secure, so these can do their arm things as they will. And swoop out here, being a naughty boy. If I can just get that to line up and stay together. Yeah. His head, it's on two swivels, one to go around and one to look up, so he can be pretty emotive. Like, he's gonna like beat up an Autobot combiner, showing who really deserves to lead the Decepticons. Can get a good kneeling pose, kneeling on Jazz and whatnot. And Swoop just does not like to stay together. That's more a problem with Swoop than Starscream. Unless Swoop is doing this because he's combined to Starscream, then in that case, dang Starscream, you got a bad rep. But he can even get a good kneeling pose. So, yeah, that is Power of the Primes, Voyager class. Oh wait, actually, before we sign out, his Seeker Enigma can combine into his chest right here. Just open up cockpit area, and then it just plugs right in. And looks okay, I guess. Like, if this was higher up, I think it would look a little bit better. But since it's kind of just center of the chest, it looks weird, like he opened up his stomach cavity or something. And you can obviously fit a Titan Master or a Prime Master in there. Take your pick. But yeah, so that is Power of the Primes, Voyager class, Starscream, and he is definitely not stupid. This is Zeta Zulu signing out.